It hurt when Davy hit the water. Well, he wasn't exactly sure if it was water he'd crashed into. Davy was some 9 light years from Earth on a planet called D1SC-0, a small planet in the Goldilocks region surrounding a star named after a 20th century rock star. "Welcome to the disco," he moaned, his voice echoing through the empty capsule. He unbuckled himself and looked out at the endless ocean. Days ago, when circling high above the atmosphere, he could only see water. No indication of life, not above the water anyway. No birds or bugs or flying bears. As Davy completed his initial survey, something stirred below. Davy prepared to leave the capsule. He slid on his helmet and gathered the supplies he'd need to set up the stabilizing platform. Suddenly there was a thump on the side of the shuttle. He looked up, confused. It took another thump to shake him into action. Was he under attack? His mind raced, so he looked around the cabin for protection. He grabbed a roll of duct tape and made his way for the door. The door slid open and he stood staring out, unraveling a little of the tape as if ready to fix a leak in a dodgy air mattress. Assessing the horizon for the unwanted visitor, Davy called as he swiveled around, to find a creature sitting awkwardly in the middle of the capsule. A ball of silver scales, fins, and a couple of pokey eyes. An odd noise emitted from its fishy mouth. Davy closed the door behind him and awkwardly removed his helmet while still holding out his roll of tape. The creature was making itself at home, murping away as it hopped from one area to another, inspecting the odd environment in which it had found itself. In a move he quickly regretted, Davy let down his guard, just as the little disco ball leapt towards him with great speed and dexterity. Protecting what many described to be his best physical features, Davy threw his hands up to cover his eyebrows. He swished his arms up as if swatting away imaginary flies, only to find the tape that was supposed to protect him was now cemented across his face and knotted in his hair. The creature looked up at the spaceman and burst into action to help its new tangled friend, ripping the tape from Davy's face and hair and dropping it at his feet. Davy cried out in pain, before feeling around his head and face and realizing a large chunk of hair and an eyebrow were no longer in their rightful place. Still, Davy managed a half smile as the disco ball bounced around the capsule. With the foreign star setting and the stabilizing platform afloat, Davy sat thinking about the potential wonders of his new home. Even though he'd lost an eyebrow, he'd found a friendly ball of scales. He kept the roll of duct tape next to him just in case. The stirring was rising at a reckless speed. A terrific beast was ascending, soaring through the depths, but Davy didn't know it yet. The beast from the bottom was the size of a skyscraper, had long, razor-sharp teeth jutting from all angles, and a mouth that could swallow a double-decker bus. The serene scene that Davy was enjoying exploded into a wild storm of waves and roaring as the monster erupted through the surface. The stabilizing platform flew up, throwing everything and everyone high into the air. Davy felt his stomach drop as the combination of his unexpected flight and the idea of impending demise fused together. Sight of the monster below, its mouth wide and its teeth clicking together, like 1,000 Japanese chefs sharpening 1,000 Japanese knives. Davy fell, throwing out his arms as if swimming in mid-air, and tried to maneuver himself from the jaws of the beast. He splashed into the water, avoiding the stinging embrace of the teeth. The beast from the bottom let out a scream and stirred itself downwards as it tried to locate Davy, who was plunging deeper and deeper. Davy sank all the way to the bottom of the strange sea. Meanwhile, the disco ball was also trying to locate Davy. The little silver orb shot through the water following the stream of bubbles. But when it finally reached the almost lifeless body of the astronaut, it found there was no way to wake him. No way for the little creature to lift and carry the spaceman above to the safety of the capsule. But then the scaly disco ball had an idea and swooped back up to the surface. The giant monstrosity above was still straining its eyes for a glimpse of Davy. It could not see a glimpse of the shape of him below. After a final roar, claiming victory in the name of all things malevolent and malicious, it returned to its own burbling depths. The disco ball meanwhile rushed through the water. The stream of bubbles had long disintegrated, so it was led instead by instinct and whim. It wrapped the duct tape around and around Davy's arms and hands before entangling it within its own scales and pushing itself back to the surface. Davy into When the pair spewed out of the water and back onto the stabilizing platform, the disco ball bounced on Davy until he Davy opened his eyes wide and began breathing easily again. The foreign star had almost completely retreated now, and Davy thanked his fishy friend by removing the duct taped tangle within its scale. As they sat, these two new friends, Davy and Hope, in the shape of a mirror ball, sharing the last of those electromagnetic rays some 9 light years away from Earth, on a planet called Disco.